Alright, one quick thing I want to show on the truck here that I'm going to be doing as well while I got all the cab and everything off is replacing the steering box, because I have a lot of play, or had a lot of play in mine. I also, about a year ago or 2 years ago, I did replace all the ball joints and tie rod ends and every ball type joint like that got replaced. So, you know, and I'm pretty sure that it's not any of those, and I went with the Moog, I think is what they are. You know, decent quality stuff with, I believe, a lifetime warranty on everything. I also have the Precision Metal Fab, or Performance, something like that. I can't remember what PMF stands for, but the dual steering stabilizers, and those helped a lot just to kind of stabilize it. But I still have, you know, I still had a ton of play in the steering wheel, which every time you hit a rut or a pothole would, you know, make you wander all over the road, and not very fun to drive. So anyway, so here's my old steering box, and I have a RedHead gearbox. Cool. So that's what we're going to be installing. So I didn't think about taking, you know, doing this until just now, but so taking it out is fairly easy. There's 3 bolts that go through the frame and hold it on the, you know, the box here, and then 2 hoses, a return line and a, you know, pressure line, supply line, whatever. Well, and for me, I already had the steering shaft disconnected, so obviously if that's not done, you know, when you're doing it, that'll need to be done. So what I've run into now is the problem of trying to get this Pitman arm off, which it has proven to be a pain in the butt. I went by O'Reilly's, picked up a puller, and it was too skinny this way, so it wouldn't fit over the arm. So I took it back, and it was only $15 to rent it. Well, $15 deposit to rent it for me. And then I was like, I asked them if they had a better one. They don't. That was the best they had, their heavy dutyest. So I went down to AutoZone down the road, and I got one of these because I found something like this online. These are like a adjustable, heavy duty, whatever. These are like $70 for the. I can't remember who makes it. Anyways, one of those companies that's like OCR or something like that, that make all the cool, like, Ford, you know, tools for all that all the Ford techs and stuff buy, or some of them do, whatever. So anyway, it's adjustable this way, and when I went up there, I actually took my my caliper, digital calipers with me, and I measured that, and it's like 2.63 inches or whatever, and then I measured this one to make sure, and I didn't even realize that it had longer bolts in the box, or at least one longer bolt. So I think this is going to work, so I'm going to put this thing on, and we're going to see what happens. So, well, before you get to this stage, you have to take the focus there. You got to take the nut and the washer off, which isn't too bad. I didn't have a socket big enough for this. It actually turned out to be 1 5/16" standard, which was actually a little bit loose, so it's probably some metric number. So whatever, but I got that off, and that's fairly easy, especially if you have an impact gun. That won't be a problem. So let's see if this will work. See if I can get this thing on. So hopefully this one's a good quality, and we'll pull it off. The only thing I might have to do is, oh, I went too far. The only thing I may have to do while I'm doing this is hit it with a hammer to shock it, but that won't be an issue. So yeah, it's definitely wide enough. Sorry, trying to focus on what I'm doing here. Definitely wide enough. Looks like there will be enough distance to pull. Hang on, it's going to be difficult to do one-handed. Okay, so that's Did I go too far? Okay, I went too far. Okay, so right about the point where these little teeth here, once they start to kind of grab, is probably a good time to tighten these down here, which I'm not going to be able to do one-handed. So, actually, maybe I can prop this up. Let's see. Oh no, the phone might fall. There we go. So I'm going to tighten these up, which will squeeze it sideways and keep it from falling off. And then I don't think that they need to be very tight. So, alright. Next step's going to be find a socket, which looks like it's going to be metric. But that might work. Well, yeah, I don't think I have a metric that big. I got it. Yeah, 19 is going to be like the biggest one, probably. Or no, you know what? I have a 21 socket. Let me see where I put it. All right, pretty sure that's going to be too small. Yeah. All right, so we're going to have to go with not that one. Good gravy. What size? So this is a. It's pretty loose, but it's an 1 inch and 1/16. And I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it with a impact. Well, actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't do that since it's so loose. Instead, what I think I'll do is just use my ratchet, if I can find it. Oh, my ratchet's over here because I took off all this stuff earlier. Okay. I don't know why this thing won't autofocus. So what I'm going to try to do is just get it to where the Pitman arm's hitting the ground. Like that. So now I'm leveraging against the ground, and you know, hopefully we'll see here if it starts to move. I gotta kind of hold this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a. Where's my breakover bar? Alright, gotta set the phone down. There we go. Now you can see. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna start snugging this thing up. Oops. Okay, so it's pretty tight. Now might be the time where I have to shock it with a hammer. And I got, I'm going to use that one, it's dirty. Oops, come back here, phone. Alright, I'm going to use just a little, I don't even know how heavy this thing is, but just a sledge to shock it. 2 pounds. Shock the, just like you would on a, if you're taking off the, you know, tie rod ends, ball joints, whatever. If you shock it right here, so I'm going to get me some swinging room. And I'm going to keep a little pressure on it, see if that helps. Okay, yeah, it's coming off, I think. Oops. Kind of hard with this thing moving around. Shooting oil all over the place, making everything slippery. I can't tell if it's moving or not. I think it is. But maybe I need to jump up to the bigger hammer. You know what? I will. I got a 4 pound sled, mini sledge. So let's try that. And again, I'm hitting it right here, not on here, right there, just to shock it. Okay, I can definitely tell it's moved. We're moving now. If we look, we can actually see. Focus, come on. It's kind of hard to see, but if you look at the splines, you can see where they're, you know, kind of on. Over here they're rusty, but if you look right there on the edge where my fingernail is, they're clean, shiny. So that's where the that's where it's actually starting to move backwards. So looks like that's working. So what I'm going to do is just keep shocking it with a hammer if needed, and cranking the nut down here. Oh, that thing is loose. It loosened the whole thing. Loosen the whole thing up, so it's definitely coming off. Let's just see if we can. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at there. So easy breezy. I'll definitely get a video going of installing it and putting the Pitman arm and all that jazz back on. But anyway, that's how you get it off. So that's the first part. So stay tuned for the rest. All right. Alright, check it out. So here's the new steering box, the RedHead steering box. And everything looks nice and clean. You know, got the red cap painted on there. Couple things, they have little warning stickers or whatever. They've got these bolts, thread integrity bolts. Not for mounting. Obviously that's too short. So they want you to put those back in the holes, the mounting holes for your old one, sending it back. And they also want you to install the caps on the fluid lines. They want you to put those in the other one and drain it out as well. I'm going to leave those in until I get this thing installed, until I get the hoses hooked up to it, just because I don't want any dirt or crud in here. And I'm probably going to try somehow to flush the lines while I got all this stuff out and do all brand new fluid. I think it's just automatic transmission fluid is what it uses. So okay, cool. So first thing I got to do, which was the last thing on the old one, is install the Pitman arm, which is keyed. Yep, so it's keyed 90 degrees. So if you look down there, you can see at each of the north, south, east, west, there's a fatter spline than there is on the rest of it. So what we'll do is just slide this over. Kind of hard to see. There we go. Okay. Looks good. So what I'm going to do is put the nut and the lock washer on it just to hold it, but I'm not going to be able to actually torque it down now. I think you go to like 199 foot-pounds. I'm going to have to wait till I get it back on there, I think. Or I'm going to have to come up with something. I'm going to have to put it in a vise or bolt it to some type of wood somewhere that I can get some torque on this thing, because I don't know how else you get to that. I'm gonna mock it up in the truck and see if there's any way to get to that bolt for a torque wrench, because the problem is this plate right here is kind of in the way. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. All right, well, I'm gonna do that real quick and then we'll see where we're at. All right, let's see if I can capture this. So I'm gonna try to watch the install. I'm gonna mock it up first just to see where this bolt lines up for the Pitman arm, because I don't have any idea if I'll be able to get to that or not. So luckily I already had the top bolt sitting here resting. but I don't have my wrenches, so I guess I have these. Alright, I got it started. That way it won't fall. Alright, let's see. Holy moly. Nope. I'm gonna have to drop that bracket. How do you drop that bracket? Where are the bolts? Okay. Not a big deal, but if you can tell, let's see if you can see it from the video. Yeah, kind of. There's just no room with that bracket there. So, bracket's gonna come off, and we'll torque it down there. So anyway, I'm just gonna put those 3 bolts in and throw the linkage back on there. And that'll be it until I take this bracket off, which I don't know if I'm gonna do. You know what? I do probably need to do this now, because tomorrow the engine's going back in, excuse me, in the truck. So, looks like we're doing it tonight. Alright, well, we'll see you in a little bit and have an update. Alright, quick update. Got the steering box installed, and ended up having to take it back out of the truck to put the Pitman arm on. I started to take this bracket out, but it just seemed like it was more work than what it was going to be if I just took it out. So I did. I ended up taking it out, and I put this end in a vise, so the vise kind of clamped it right here, and that was plenty for me to get the 200 or 199 foot-pounds of torque on it, or whatever it was, and then put her back in, and she's ready to roll. So got that one torqued down. I think it was 67 foot-pounds or something around there. Put a new cotter pin in it, and it's ready to roll. So we'll once I get everything else put back in here, we'll give it a street test drive and see how it performs, and that'll be the next update. So till then, catch you next time.